What is up, everybody? Welcome to Sweat and Iron. I'm Graham, your host, and in this episode, I'm bringing to you a bonus episode. But before we get into that, let's just do some house cleaning, and by that I mean thank you for the reviews. Thank you for any feedback you have given me. If you haven't done so yet, I'm looking for it. It's out there somewhere. I'm just waiting for it to appear, which means you have to do it. Just go to Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, wherever reviews can be given, go ahead and do it. But Apple Podcasts, from my understanding, you go on Apple Podcasts, you give your review, it boosts me up. More importantly, just give me some stars. That's what they say. But if you give me stars, if you give me a review, it boosts the show up. I don't understand how it works. It just happens. And if you really want to support the show, because I keep getting more and more people wanting interviews, go ahead, go to patreon.com/sweatandiron, and you can sign up to be one of my donors. That's right, I'm calling you a donor, but really what you are is going to be my friend. I will love you forever and more. Patreon.com/sweatandiron. That's all I'm going to say about that, folks. Onward to the show. I'm interviewing Matt Powers, who is an aspiring actor, and we get into his gym time, his acting career. We talk about a film that is going to be coming out soon, where he plays a very pivotal role. And it's, oh my gosh, I saw the preview for it the other day, and I got to say, badass acting, badass previews, badass editing, badass everything. It's just like you watch it and you just want to be like, no, I want to see it now. I want to see the whole thing. So we also get into the fact that he has had to overcome a lot of hurdles in his life in regards to the gym, working out, trying to be, if not similar to, better than other people, not because he wanted to be better than other people, but because he had a bar set so high based upon a medical disorder he's had to deal with his whole life. So, without further ado, enjoy the show. Are you originally from Jersey?
Yeah, born and raised in northern New Jersey.
Northern New Jersey. My mom's from Red Bank.
Oh, okay.
She always tells me that she had a garbage truck driver down the street from her, lived in a big house.
Okay.
And everybody knew that garbage truck drivers, at least back then, didn't make that much money where he was living. To be where he was living, so it was I don't know. She had her assumptions about him.
Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with Red Bank, and also like where I am. Honestly, like I'm like right by. I'm right by East Rutherford, so obviously I don't know. You're from Chicago, so I don't know if you're a Blackhawks fan, but honestly, like to get to a Devils game is like probably like half hour from where I am to get
that's
that
nice.
arena. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's I don't have anything bad to really say about Jersey. I mean, it's a lot of it's really green, and if you like hiking and hunting, then this is definitely the place for you, because there's just woods everywhere. Now, I'm not a huge hunter, but I do like hiking, going on trails, just stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember going out there. I just remember trees everywhere.
Oh, it's ridiculous. There's so many.
What was there was an episode of Sopranos, the episode where they were chasing around the Russian guy in the woods.
Yeah.
Where was it that they took him to? They took him to. Hang on, I'm Googling it.
Oh, okay.
Pine Barrens. I'm sorry, it's not T.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Pine Barrens.
Yeah, Pine Barrens. But then I remembered. I don't know. I remember after the episode came out, a lot of people were saying that's not the Pine Barrens.
Yeah.
I guess They didn't really take him to the real Pine Barrens. They took him to something that they thought would look like the Pine Barrens.
Well, honestly, you could take them up here and you would think it was the Pine Barrens because there's just so much nature up here. It's insane. Like I mean, like I said, I'm not a huge, I'm not a huge hunter. It's a lot of it's a real small town where I live,
Hmm.
and you can do pretty much anything, up here, and like I like to be around people. That's honestly why I like going to the gym because you just get to talk to people, and also my job now, I go into the city every day, so like that's where I feel the most home, to be honest with you. I mean, people who live in the city, they want to live in the country, and people who live in the country want to live in the city. It's like an oxymoron.
Um, so we're talking to Matt, and Matt is a guy I met on Facebook through a gym Facebook group, and it was like a year or so ago. It was like a year and a half or more. Bumped into you. You're posting some videos online of working out,
Yes, I was.
and what caught my attention about you first of all was you said that you had you you have, or I don't know if it's the issue where you have problems. Was it building and retaining muscle, or just building muscle?
Building and retaining muscle, and I believe when I was born, hypotonia. It's excess baby fat that is in the muscle, and the muscles don't develop quickly enough. And if you don't take care of it immediately, pro then you are in the category of being handicapped for the rest of your life. So I mean, when I was born, doctors told my parents that I would never walk, and so at a very early age, I was in physical therapy to get my muscles to start working, and obviously my muscles were a lot weaker than like an average baby. So, but I remember my dad telling me over and over again that, like he cried, him and my mom, like they cried because they're like, my son's gonna be in a wheelchair, like, what's happening, and they told my parents I would never play sports, I would never be able to lift weights, even if I did make a full recovery, I would just be in a wheelchair the rest of my life, and unfortunately, and I was like, and I just, obviously I was an infant, so I didn't really know, uh, my whole purpose in life. But I think a part of me just knew that no, we're a lot tougher than this, and we refused to give up. So, going to the gym, I'm lifting weight that doctors told me was impossible.
Oh
Like
wow.
to press 135 pounds, which is like very, I'm not going to say easy, but that's like, starting weight for someone who's really trying to, get to the gym and really be able to, start developing themselves. They told me that that was going to be impossible. I mean, 2 months ago, I leg pressed 400 pounds,
Oh
and
wow.
even then, and I did it, for 10 reps. It wasn't just like one or two. It was 10. It was clean. It was,
Hmm.
right form, and so I'm already surpassing what doctors expected of me.
So you've had to deal with that your whole life. What was it like
Yes.
growing up? That I mean, other than the doctor's aspect, what was it like growing up? Did you have any? Did it set you back compared to other people and other things you're growing up?
Absolutely. I did love playing sports. I was very, very skinny. And also too, I was at a point where all these kids my age were a lot stronger than me. And so I'd be kind of taken advantage of. Like I remember one time in particular, I had a, uh, I had a pool party with a bunch of my friends. It was for our like eighth grade graduation, and I was so skinny and just not there was no real muscle tone that they decided to take me and use me as like a ball, and they would take turns throwing me. And I thought it was like at the time I was like, okay, this is kind of fun, and then I realized like I know what they're doing. I mean, they're taking advantage of my my disabilities. Like, you know, like I wasn't happy after that.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, you know, with a lot of hard work, like I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna go to the gym. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care, you know, what people, you know, say about me, or if they see me lifting like 5 pounds and they laugh, like I'm just gonna do it. And ever since then, I've just been, you know, I've had some great trainers, and I've had some awesome people give me, you know, advice about, you know, how I should look and what I should be eating and what supplements I should be taking. I mean, I've done a lot of, you know, I've tried different things, and, you know, I'm still working on trying to find the thing that works best for me. And but I found a simple, you know, formula where it's just like I'm putting on muscle, I'm putting on weight, and you know, it feels, you know, it feels amazing to be able to, you know, to take a, it sounds really stupid, but to take a 25-pound dumbbell and be able to curl it, you know, for, you know, like 10 reps, like really slow and consistent, and feel like, wow, like, you know, this, people told me this was going to be impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, and, you know, you don't, like, I know people sometimes ego lift, and that's, you know, I honestly, I'm not against ego lifting, because if you can lift the weight, then by God, do it. But like, but for me, you know, I mean, I've already accomplished so many fitness goals. Like, I mean, you know, to be able to bench my own weight, you know, it's just like, it's just little things you're blessed and very grateful for,
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah,
because
it's like you just get over it. It seems like it would be one of those things that throughout your whole life just throws, you just have hurdles that you always have to keep getting over. And even if, what I'm thinking is, you know, you decide to choose
Mhm.
weightlifting or bodybuilding, you're not going for powerlifting, right? That wasn't a goal of yours. Yours is more of like a bodybuilding. You want to build the muscle. You just want to look good.
Exactly.
You want to chisel away at everything. But you know that
Exactly.
you have this. It's not a weakness. It's more of just it is a slight disability of sorts, and it just throws walls in your path that you just have to knock down. And sometimes when you hit that weight, that it feels like it's, for me, for instance, for me, a nice warm up weight for dumbbells is 25 pounds. Then I move up to 30, 35 pounds for the bicep curls. For
Right.
you, I'm going to guess the warm up weight for you is like 10 to 15. And
Yeah.
then maybe you can bring it up to 25 and you're finally like, yes, I'm finally there. But then somebody else is next to you just going all like, I got the 45-pound dumbbell. You know, I feel the same way when I see a guy with a 50-pound dumbbell. But I giggle though when I see you say ego lifting. There's this one guy who comes into our gym, and I don't know if it's ego lifting or if it's just that he thinks that he's doing the right thing, but he always lifts too much weight. And he does these bicep curls where he grabs the 50 to 50-pound dumbbells and he just kind of brings it up. So he makes a 90-degree angle with his arm and brings it back down. I'm just like, wow. And when he does it, you think he's going to he's going to keel over because he's just like, oh, and you're just like, oh boy, he's going to tear something.
Oh my God. Yeah. There's a lot of guys in my gym that do that too. And honestly too, like, I mean, I set another record for myself. For shoulder press with the dumbbells, 60 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Never thought I would ever be able to do that. Did it, you know, for like 10 reps, and I could just, and when I got done, Grant, like, I can honestly tell you, when I saw the veins popping out of my shoulder blades, I was like, holy shit, like, this is amazing. Like, no one thought this was possible. Like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
And so, like, like I said, you know, and yes, I definitely see guys that are like, you know, they have like the 100-pound dumbbells and they're doing you know, the shoulder press, and they got the, you know, the elbow pads, and, you know, the wrist straps and this and that. And and they're only going like halfway because they're so freaking huge. And I'm just like, I get it. Like, that's awesome. But at the same time too, like, what you're doing is you're basically telling your shoulder, okay, we're competing at 80%. And when we keep doing this, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep decreasing. And sooner or later, you're going to need rotator cuff surgery.
Pretty much that. You're taxing yourself in the long term and the short term because you're using up all your energy to lift this heavy weight that you can't lift. And then you wind up overcompensating with another muscle because you're not lifting it up the right way.
Exactly. And that's the thing too. And the biggest thing is, and even it doesn't matter if you can go heavier. It doesn't matter. Like form is, it's so crucial. Like my dad's side of the family, they all have bad backs. All of them. My dad's L3 and L6 are intertwined together. So he always has back problems. My grandfather's hunched over and he's 6'7". My uncle, he's got back problems. So I'm doing everything possibly I can to make sure that it skips a generation. So, I can show, my future son or future daughter, the right way, to lift, because I see people all the time. They're taking weight that is way too heavy for them. And they're trying to get the form right. And it looks all crooked and this and that. And I just look at them and I'm like, that back's going to give out like sometime soon. Like my buddy who I work out with, I mean, he's pretty much a bodybuilder, and, he works for an ATM company. And he already did something where he herniated a disc and now he can't even lift. And he's just like, I mean, he's a small guy, but he's thick. So he's, he definitely fills out, but he's just like, man, I should have done this. I should have done this differently. It's like, I only told you.
I'm going to be posting an episode here shortly. It'll be, by the time I post this episode that I'm talking about will already been posted weeks before. I interviewed a guy who uses steroids.
Okay.
And competed or competes. I don't think he's made up his mind yet. He competes professionally, and he had slipped a disc in his neck.
Oh man.
And it was because of, can't remember what workout he was doing, but he said he got done doing the workout and he felt the pop and he was like, oh boy. You know what it reminded me of? I was watching the documentary on, what's his name? Lightweight, baby, lightweight. Come on, help me out. Ronnie Coleman. Yeah, I was watching the documentary on him, and he said the exact same thing. He was lifting heavy. He was doing squats. Yeah. And right as soon as he came right back up from a squat, he said he felt a pop, and him and his coach were like, what was that noise? And they were like, I don't know. So he finished up a set and went to go sit down. As soon as he sat down, he said he was feeling okay. It was probably because of the endorphins and everything.
Right.
But it wasn't until he got into his car that all of a sudden he had this excruciating pain. And he said he could either, after the gym, he got to the stop sign where he could either turn left and go to the hospital or go right and go to work. And he decided to go to the hospital because it was like shooting down his leg and everything. But I don't know. Some people just push the limits too much. And, a lot of people say Ronnie Coleman is their idol. Like he is, and I got to give the guy more power. He pushed the limits more than anybody, and he rose above. I mean, he went from being, if you watch his documentary, he went from being at the bare minimum requirements for being on the stage, like compared to everybody else,
right,
to all of a sudden overnight climbing the ladder and boom, number 2, boom, number 1. But
there's a reason why he's a legend. I mean, yes, I've watched so many videos of him. I've watched stuff with Jay Cutler. I also watched, like, you know what? And I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with the next person that I bring up. But honestly, I always watched a lot of Rich Piena's stuff. I know, what he did to his body, but, he had a different, unique way of expressing how he felt about the fitness world. And, I know that he was a bodybuilder for a little bit. And then obviously when he started putting like glass in his bicep, he stopped doing that. And, but like, I always watch some of his videos and I just always like, wow, that's different. I'll try that. But I always like to, learn from, different people. I watched a lot of Ronnie Coleman, Dallas, Piena, who else? Victor Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said Jay Cutler already. If I didn't, I watched his stuff too. But it's just there's always something that you can learn from these guys who have made, you know, an impact in the bodybuilding industry or just in just a fitness industry in general. Like a lot, like people like Greg Plitt. Like Greg Plitt, like I don't know if you know who he is, but he was a I think he I don't know if he was a bodybuilder, but he was a physique model, and he absolutely like I watched probably hours of his footage because he was so positive, and he's just like, guys, like, you gotta, stay consistent, you can't give up, this and that. And he was he was recording himself, doing push-ups on train tracks, and then lo and behold, like 5 months after he posted that first video, a train actually killed him because he was doing push-ups on train tracks. He was just like one of those guys that just was like, he's like, push the limit, be the best you can be. And that's the message that we need to express to everyone. It's not just in going to the gym and being physically healthy. It's just about life. People settle for things that they don't want, and then they bitch and moan and complain about it, and then they're asking the world, why isn't this happening? Why is this not working out? Well, it's because your mindset is all wrong. If you don't have a clear mindset, if your mindset is not, focused, then you're just going to be all over the place. It doesn't matter with fitness goals. It could be personal goals. It could be finance goals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, mindset is everything. That is one of the biggest things that I've learned in my fitness journey, and just my, and just my life journey, honestly, is mindset is everything.
I just had to look up this guy you're talking about, the fitness model who.
Greg Plitt?
Yeah, Greg. It says here that, okay, he was struck and killed by a train in Burbank, California in 2015 while running between the rails.
Jeez.
The entire incident resulted in instant death. Death was recorded. His death was recorded by the onboard event recorder camera mounted on the cab of the lead locomotive. Wow, that's got to be freaky. So his death is forever captured by the locomotive, the Metrolink Antelope Valley line. After examining the video, police reported that he may have been trying to outrace the train when it approached for a video he was shooting. So he was trying to get the video done before. You're right. He was trying to shoot this video of whatever he was doing. Push-ups, you said, and then shortly after he was knocked off the tracks. Yeah. He may have believed the train. Okay, they're thinking that based upon what he was doing, he would have left had he known the train was on the rails he was on, but he thought that it was approaching from the parallel track and not the one he was on. So it wasn't until he got done doing what he was doing that he looked up and he was like, oh crap, and he couldn't do it in time. Wow, that's got, oh man. I was just thinking, I was just talking with somebody the other day, my new coworker, about last thoughts before you die. And, yeah. I mean, there's certain things like that happen. Like, say, for instance, we were talking about we've got in our OR, they have these bug lights that are right outside the doors, so that way they get attracted to lights. The ORs don't get contaminated by bugs. What is the bug's last thought before it goes into that light? But this guy's last thought was probably like, why did I do those push-ups or something?
Something, yeah, or honestly, like, one of the things, like, I don't know if he said it, but, or maybe it was like, live full, die empty. Something along those lines. But yeah, he just. The dude was crazy, and that's what I loved about him, because he just was like, he just thought differently than everybody else. And as you can see, I mean, who in the right mind would just be doing push-ups on train tracks? Just like, okay, yes, it's for publicity, but also too, like, yeah. He died the way he wanted to, as weird as that sounds. It wasn't like, there was no way that he was gonna die like in a bed somewhere or in a car accident. Like, he was gonna die doing something that he loved, and he loved posting about, like, guys, like, you gotta be the best, and Like,
Well, it said he was an Army Ranger, so for all we know, he could have been an adrenaline junkie that just loved to post the videos and then post, just you guys got to push yourselves over that edge and
exactly.
get it done. And for him, in order to keep that going, he had to do things that were like on the edge, literally.
Oh yeah, that he was. You could totally tell just from if you get a chance to watch the videos, you can just search him on YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
just like going through his workouts and stuff like that. He says one thing: I failed is more of a man than What If, because What If never went to the arena. I was like, damn right, that's absolutely right.
That's true. A lot of people actually agree with that theory. You should not live in the what if moment or stuff like that. You should just do it.
Exactly. We People need to do more doing and not a lot of talking, then and so many people where it's like how many people you know what I love too is when
Mm.
people post when they're at the gym, it's like at the gym getting my workout in. How many people do you actually think actually go and lift after that? And then they take a picture the next, be like, oh, I just killed biceps today. It's like, did you really kill biceps or are you just doing it for the gram or Facebook or Twitter? Like
Oh, so many people.
I was always thinking that. I'm just thinking like, okay, like let's take a selfie, boom, and then on top of that, all right, now let me go kill my workout, or do I want to go, go on, do some cardio for a little bit, but not really, really achieve anything. Just watch my likes and followers just go up, and I'm just like, I mean, to each their own. To be honest with you,
I had
but
this guy. I go to Anytime Fitness,
okay,
and we have a tracker board where it lists top. I think they list the top 15 or 20 members for the month. And there's this one guy who is always at the top, and they don't track it. They used to track it by day, like how many days you went in. Now they track it by how many times during the day you've gone in, but it's within, a reasonable time. So if you went in the morning and
hmm
then maybe 5 to 8 hours later you come back in. So let's say in the morning you lift weights, in the afternoon you do cardio, stuff like that. They track that. So this one guy, he has to be coming in 3 times a day. And
okay.
I caught him one day coming in, and he just walks around the gym looking around, goes to use the bathroom, gets on the treadmill, walks for just a little bit, and then he leaves. I'm just like, dude, you knocked me off the board just so you can come in and take a piss and walk on the treadmill.
That's See, there's two theories I have with that because it wasn't Plit, but when they were talking about like let's say someone's really overweight, okay, and they have no motivation to go to the gym. I don't know this guy, maybe he's really in shape, maybe he isn't, but they said to have this theory where okay, if you can't go into the gym and stay there consistently and work out, this is what you do. You go into the gym and then you walk back out. And then tomorrow you go back into the gym and you walk back out. So basically, like you're starting to set little tiny goals for yourself, knowing you need to go to the gym, but just getting into the repetition of just going to the gym, even if you're not working
Yeah.
out. So, I mean, I honestly don't believe that's this guy's case, but, I know people are trying that with little goals where it's like, okay, I want to I don't know, I want to play guitar. Okay, we'll go to a guitar center,
Mm-hmm.
where they offer music lessons. Go in
Mm-hmm.
there and look around, and then and then leave, and then tomorrow go back there, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's like little baby steps the way it's being presented. But honestly, we're at the point where it's like no, just if you're gonna go to the gym and go lift your first weight. Just do
Yeah.
it. Who
Yeah.
cares what people like just like that's what I mean. Like I'm not obviously the biggest guy in my gym. Will I be? You better believe it. But that's for another day.
Okay.
And but like I don't care. Like I put my beats on my head. I put my music in and I go to work. I don't care who's calling me. I don't care if it's for an audition. Like this is my time to really to get my body to where I know it can be, because I know for a fact everything that I've accomplished so far in just the gym, I know I've not hit any peaks yet. And I want to know exactly what my peaks are and how far I can really go, because I honestly believe my brother-in-law, he's a big guy and he's trying to get into powerlifting, but with just to be consistent with it, I feel like I honestly could be bigger than he is, because I have that. I not only have the mindset, but my body it talks to me. It's weird. It's just for the last couple months, my body's just been like, okay, let's go to the next level. Let's go to the next level. Even though even though the weight may be difficult, the weight may be hard, I'm just like, all right, let's do it. Let's go. Because I'm in that mindset where it's like, you go all in. You don't go 90%. You don't go 95. No, you go 110%. And if you fail, then good, because you're not gonna lose. Okay, you failed it. You didn't get this up, so you tried the next week.
Well, what do you do about those days that I have occasional days where I don't go in the morning anymore because I probably could get back into it, but right now I just can't because of my work schedule. But
I hear you.
But someday I might. I used to go at like 4:00 in the morning, but now I go after work. Mm-hmm. And I try to do 4 to 5 days a week. And it's always those really long days after work that are the hardest.
Oh, I agree, because I work on 9 to 5 right now too. So it's either I go at 6, 7 o'clock, or even 9 o'clock at night, or I don't go at all, or I have to program my body to wake myself up at 4 o'clock and go to the gym at 5 a.m.
So do you push yourself to go on those days even though you don't want to go?
Absolutely. I mean, my schedule has been so busy lately with my acting career, because I'm also trying to get ready for a movie, so I have to look a certain way with that. But yeah, no, I mean, I'll eat dinner and it'll be like 8, 9 o'clock and I don't want to go, but it's just like when your body's telling you to go and your mom's telling you to go, you go. It's non-negotiable. That's how I go about everything now. Like you make it like not only do you make it a priority, it's non-negotiable. Like you can't be like, okay, well, I'll go tomorrow. Like if your body's telling you to go, then
sure,
you gotta go. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care if you're tired. I don't care if you're sore. I don't care if you're tight. Like I don't care if you're feeling like blah. Like go. Even if you don't get through a whole workout, at least you just went. And for someone like me who has to eat like 3,000 calories to put on like half a pound, you have to, and you have to eat right. Eating is one of the biggest challenges for me, because I'm very toned and I'm getting more muscular now, but like you got to put those calories in. Like if you do not eat what you're expected to, like if you go to the gym and you work out like for 2 hours and you're sweating and you feel really good, but if you don't replenish your muscles and you don't replenish just your body, then you went to the gym for nothing. Eating is as or even more important than going to the gym for 2 hours, because what work you put in the gym, you got to put food out of the gym to make sure those muscles grow and you feel like and you feel you're at a point where you can look at yourself in the mirror and be like, wow, I'm starting to see this coming. I'm starting to see this coming. Like, so I mean, eating is so important, and people don't realize that.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't realize it either, and it was hard for me to grasp later on in life too, because younger, when we're all younger, and by that I mean back when I was 20, 21 in college, it was so easy to eat whatever you wanted. You work out, you go out all night dancing at the bar or whatever, the club.
Yeah.
You're sweating everything off. Your body is just go, 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 go. And then speed it up a little bit to about 32, 33. All of a sudden you're like, oh, I had pizza and I had this and oh God, I don't feel so good. And then and then you incorporate that into working out. And so like you get done working out and everybody's like, let's go to Applebee's and order some beers and do this and that and that. And you're like, yeah, I could do that. And you're replenishing, sure, but you are also putting in way more than what you burned. And plus, you're not even putting in the good stuff.
No.
So you can't. It's one of those things where the older you get, you just can't keep doing what you used to be able to do, type thing. And I hate getting old. I mean, and people I work with who are older than me, and I'm almost 35. They always tell me to shut up. In fact, my coworker, who I will not say how old she's going to be, even though I don't care. But she called me a little shit the other day when I said I hate getting old. She goes, "You're a little shit." And I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Oh, nice.
It's cool. It's one of those very bizarre working relationships where it's like a younger brother, older sister thing.
That's awesome. No, that's good that you have that. It's good to have people in your life that, definitely push you to be your best. And even if it is a coworker or best friend, wife, or, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, like, it's good to have those kind of people in your life, because there's a lot of people like, I mean, I have a couple buddies who, I do hang out with, when I can, but I've just been so busy that I haven't seen them in a while. And, they're always making fun of me, like, Matt, you're built like a, what are they just referred to me as like some like skinny rapper earlier before, we got on here. And I'm like, listen, trust me, if there was an athletic competition, I would kick your butt. I'd kick your ass immediately, because I just have that mindset. Like,
Yeah.
I don't believe in like, oh, okay, so you're going to challenge me. But then when I say, okay, let's do it. And then next, you coward and you're just like, oh, well, So it's just like, you have your friends. I mean, they are my buddies, but I do have my core group of people who are
Your support system.
Exactly. I have my one buddy who I work out with, and he's just like, let's go next set, this and that, or did you look for auditions today, or did you follow up with that casting director? And so it's just like, it's great to have those people. So like, I definitely can understand that big brother big sister relationship, and it's good too. But my philosophy with you say you're getting old, like here's my thing too. I mean, on Instagram or even in our group, there are people like in their 50s, 60s that look in amazing shape. So that honestly just gives us, a better perspective of what we can look like at their age. So I honestly don't believe, like, I think we're not, people say like, oh, it's all downhill from here, when you get older. No, we're not getting older, we're just getting better.
Yeah, they say age is just a number, but you cannot deny that you have your days when you wake up, you get out of bed, or even you don't want to even get out of bed, and you just are like, oh, okay, I can get through today.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have. I'm human, obviously. Procrastination has definitely been in my repertoire for the last like couple of years. So yeah, I get it. Where it's just like you're in bed, you're just like, oh, I don't want to move, but then you realize you got this going on, I got
especially after a big full body workout.
Oh my god. Oh, they're the best. And then you're just like, okay, so we have this to go on, but you're just like, but I just had my full body workout, and now I just want to go home and go to sleep and replenish. But like, no, you got this. We got this going on. And you're just like, fine.
Or leg day, when you just don't want to move anything at all. You're just like, if I stand still or lay still, I'll be fine. If I move at all, my body's going to remind me that I did something.
Exactly. There's one guy who I follow. He's an IFBB pro bodybuilder, Guy Cisterino, and he he took a video of him and his buddy doing legs, and I kid you not, the guy's laughing so hard because he literally cannot walk to his room. He has to be put on one of those carts and was pushed to his room because he physically couldn't walk, because Guy pushed him so hard. But he goes, I'm gonna thank you for this in like 2 weeks. But it was the funniest thing. But I'm like, hey man, I've been there where it's just like you're walking and your quads are jiggling and you feel like Gumby or Jello, and it's just like, but you're like, oh, this hurts.
Rubber legs.
Oh, they're the best. And then when you add glutes in there too, I'm like, just trying to like sit places. You're just like, yeah, I'd rather stand. And then when you stand, your legs hurt, so you're just like, I'm in a glass. I'm all sorts of screwed up right now.
So you say you wear Beats? You
Oh
got
yeah,
Beats?
wireless Beats by Dre.
The are those the earbuds or the headsets?
No, I have the headset because I did the earbuds and they just because I had them before they were wireless and I liked them, but they just one of the things that annoyed me, and every headphone annoys me, and I'm glad that we're finally moving past where we need cords now, because cords, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like my ears or my head or what, but like when I'm lifting, there's been numerous of times where like the weight's been like just gets caught into the cord, and then it like and then
rips out of your ear.
Rips out of my ear, and I'm like, oh my god, like then I'm like screaming in the gym, like, oh, like just so when I got these, the headset, and it's wireless, I was like, this is perfect because I can, I don't have to worry about weights like getting in the way, and I can lay on the bench and bench and just listen to music and not have to worry about my headphones falling out, and because I've had that problem way too many times. I'm like, all right, enough is enough.
Mm-hmm. I use my wife got me first. I bought first I bought myself the Beats earbuds, and they were good.
Nice.
I had those for like a year and a half. Maybe no. Let's see. When did I first get those? I think I got those in 2016, and I used them up until 2018. And Connie surprised me on my birthday with Bose. What are they? Sound Sport wireless headphones. They're earbuds.
Okay.
And they just rest in your ear instead of having that loop thing over the back of your ear like the Beats do. They just rest in your ear, and they're very comfortable. After a while, you don't even remember that they're in there. But for the longest time, I remember I just wanted just over the ear headphones. But then I was always worried of, well, after I have headphones on my head for a while, which is why I wear headphones when I'm doing these interviews.
Yeah.
But as soon as the interview's done, I'm just like, oh, thank goodness I could take these off. I just don't like having headphones on my head.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. And if people who own gyms would, I get it. You're trying to have the music in the gym be, accommodating to everyone. But there comes a time and point where it's like, okay, dude, I'm tired of listening to Ariana Grande while I'm trying to do like back day. Like
every single day.
I need to listen to like Five Finger Death Punch. I need to listen to freaking Metallica, or like even rap. Like I'll listen to Eminem or 50 or Young Jeezy. Just like, because I honestly have music now for every lift because I feel a certain way, and I maybe the results feel better. I don't know, but like if people like that's why, like, for some gyms, like all they play is like rock, and I'm fine with that because nothing's better than hearing that that bass of a song starting, and you're just like, all right, now I can feel it, now let's go. And then next thing you know, you just hear like some like pop song. Not that I have anything against pop or anything, because I listen to all music, but I'm just like, there's a time and place where this is a gym. This isn't like a dance studio. And my gym, it always sounds like a freaking dance studio. I'm just like, and then they're putting like country music on, which again, I like country. I've not a problem with it, but there are times where I'm just like, this just does not fit my workout right now. That's why I need to put my headset in and kind of tune everyone out and just go to work.
Yeah, my Anytime Fitness, I don't remember what they use or what it's called, but what it is it's an app that you can get on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells it what you want to listen to. And
Okay.
then what the system does over time is it combines everybody's picks and creates like these playlists that are based upon the choices being made.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice, except for the fact that, the Anytime Fitness that I go to, I love the gym. I do.
Okay.
But it seems to be like it's the place where, how do I say this? All the ladies that pick the music, all the ladies pick the music. Yeah, let's just put it that way. You can tell that the ladies are picking the music.
Okay.
Because all the guys have the earbuds in their heads. But that's the thing, though. Who's picking the music? Because we all have headphones on. Whenever I go to the gym, we all have headphones on. So who's picking the music, everybody? If you go to my gym on West Lane Road, 173, Anytime Fitness, you tell me who picks the music.
I that'd be good to know, because then you could be like, one, do you like anything else? Because what you picked is just it's not working for me. Like, I used to work at a gym, Alpha Fitness in Newton, New Jersey, and so I remember, first day, and I put the music on, and it's the same playlist. I mean, they have probably like 1,300 songs, and I'm scrolling through it, and I'm like, this is crap. So I'm like, this is absolutely crap. Like, I mean, and you just see the guys that are like, they have their headphones in, like you just said, and I'm like, no. So I go to the owner and I said, look, I'm like, can I make a playlist for the gym? Like, I'll play it after 10 o'clock, because that's when all the old people would stop and, would stop coming in, like the elderly, like the people who are like doing their physical therapy. And he goes, yeah, that's fine. So, I mean, I filled that thing with like all rock songs, like AC/DC, like a Five Finger Death Punch, Metallica.
Oh, that's cool.
Bad Wolves, you name it. Anything on Octane was on that playlist. And when I started playing it, I can't tell you how many people came up to me, men, women, they were like, this is awesome. And I was like, see? Because people, they want that, like, they want that extra pump where it's like, all right, now I don't need my headphones anymore. And when I worked there, because I worked there for about 4 months, and people were not using their headphones as much, because if they saw me, they knew that music was coming on. And it got to the point where I even started playing it in the mornings, and people were like, oh, I love this. Like, keep it going. And I'm like, I will. And then, of course, things just ended up not working out. I still work out over there, because no bad blood, toward the owner. Like, they were very, good to me. And they deleted the playlist. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, why? And then next thing you know, I find out the one manager who I was like, she was kind of a pain in the butt, but she deleted it, and just everything was all like pop and country, and just like, and the next thing you know, you saw all the people with the headphones,
everybody putting back on,
all coming back. I was like, what can I say? I make an impact, and you screwed it up. So
yeah, the pre-workout, the caffeine, that's only part of the equation. The rest of that equation is the music that gets you driven.
Absolutely. I need a good, speaking of pre-workout, I definitely need a good pre-workout. I'm probably going to start doing creatine again too. What are you taking right now?
Pre-workout wise, I don't really, I do a Monster before my workout.
Monster? That's what my buddy do. I heard that helps.
Monster, Bang, stuff like that. I was for a while, I was doing the Total War, but I got too dependent upon it, so I backed off, and now I just do the energy drink or coffee before my workout. Yes, Larry, coffee. And there's a guy that it drives him nuts when you say coffee. Actually, it's not so much that it drives him nuts. It's how you say it. You have to say it like, I don't take any pre-workout. I just drink coffee before my workout, and then that just drives him over the wall. He's just like, oh my God. So, hipsters.
Yeah.
So, there's actually, what I could do is I could pass some pre-workout stuff along to you that some people told me about. I mean, as far as info, I don't have the product. There's a couple guys, one of them that I just talked about there, where he hates people who talk about coffee. There's two guys, Josh and Larry. I just did an episode with them where we talk about pre-workout, and I think it's called the Three Wise Men and Shenanigans episode. If you check that one out, we talk about pre-workout in there, and I can message them and figure out or it might be on my there's a particular brand that I'll pass along to you that they recommend. if you really want a good pre-workout.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I'm always open to trying, like, different things. Like, I mean, even with a mass gainer, like I was taking carnivore, which was it was basically it was like a meat protein, and it just got like to the point where I was like, it was chocolate flavored, but I was like, okay,
Mhm.
this is like, I had to go back to whey, and then after whey or whey protein, I went back to like up your mass. So yeah, with pre-workout, any supplements that would recommend, I definitely would check it out. Absolutely, because I'm at the point where I definitely need some new stuff now. Now that I'm making consistent money, finally.
Yeah, I mean, some people say, you know, gym is good.
Gym.
I've, yeah, the pre-gym, post-gym. Well, post-gym's more for like, if you're doing, like, say you're just doing really heavy, not heavy lifting, but you're just burning a lot of energy during your workout. So you got your pre-workout going, and then they throw in a lot of dextrose with the post-gym just to make up for. Um, it's basically for the glucose.
Okay. Yeah,
But
I got that.
let's see. Okay, rattling off some stuff here. We got pre-caged. We got bang. Let's see. There's another one on here. Oh, some people still claim that C4 is the best. It really depends on what you want out of it too. But I'll tell you what, I'll make up a list and I'll shoot it your way.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I did C4, I did Jack 3D before they redid it. That was when it was after the guy um killed himself on accidentally when he took 7 scoops, and he gave himself a heart attack. But yeah, like I did Jack 3D. What else did I do? Um I did 5% uh uh supplement. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I've definitely tried different ones. But like I said, yeah, if there's a pre-workout, because I definitely need a pre-workout. Because I don't drink too much coffee, but I do. Like I was drinking BCAAs for a while. Stopped doing that. I stopped creatine. But now I'm at the point now where I think I want to get back into creatine, do the pre-workout, drink the BCAAs, and just really, hit levels that, just could keep challenging myself. Because I mean, right now I'm actually in pretty, decent, decent shape. But
Hmm.
have I been going to the gym consistently the last couple weeks? Honestly, no, because of my schedule. But that's the thing, you just got to make time for it. So that's why you got to push yourself, to go when you don't want to go. So honestly, I'll probably hit the gym on later today, actually, because my gym closes at 7 o'clock, which is a pain. I wish it was 24 hours, but
Ugh,
it's what
yeah.
it is.
Now, Matt, you say you work 9 to 5 job. What do you do in the city?
I work for a nuclear pharmaceutical company. I deliver isotopes to hospitals for X-rays. The company,
Yeah, I know what that
yeah,
is.
yeah, I work for Nuclear Diagnostic Products.
Yeah, there was a big shortage in America a few months ago.
Yeah, it's an awesome job. I'm be honest with you. It's I got the job actually right after working out at the gym. One of my buddy's father is the manager over there, and he said they were looking for people, and I applied, and he said, okay, this, here you go. And so I've been working there for about 4 months now, and it's great because I work that 9 to 5, and then 5 o'clock to whenever, I continually work on my acting career.
So you just deliver radioactive supplies
Yes.
and in a really big lead box.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you saw this, but I'm a lab tech. I work in a hospital. I'm actually a quality guy, but I work closely with the radiology people
Oh, nice.
because they need to do some lab tests before they could do their PET scans, their CT scans, whatnot. And yeah, they'll talk about their isotopes, and I hear stories about isotopes all the time about the big it's a big security lockdown thing and a lot
Yes.
of protocols because you're walking around with radioactive material,
Yeah. Oh, and you get a workout too. Those cases, they
but
weigh
they're
like
heavy.
they're heavy. So, when I'm not at the gym, I do get my workout every day. Like, my arms are definitely a lot bigger than when I started. I will say that because they weigh like the isotope alone can weigh like 30, 40 pounds. And
Yeah.
then there's five of them. So, I mean, it gets to the point where if you're carrying one, like, okay, it's fine. But if you're carrying two, like you feel it in your shoulders, you feel it in your chest, you feel it in your tricep, your bicep, even
Oh
even
yeah.
your forearms, and it just like, and you're just like, damn, like, so, it's just, and people always ask, why don't I bring the hand car with me? I'm like, well, I'm getting my workout in for the day. So
When did you start when did you start acting?
I started acting. I started taking it professionally after high school. I found a mentor at the time who, back before honestly, no, Instagram was just starting, and Twitter and all that fun stuff. But there was an ad in the paper. He said he was mentoring, young actors, and so I called the guy, and he ended up, being, in the business, like he was getting out of it, but he actually was on The Sopranos. He did a couple scenes in Holy Man with Eddie Murphy, and uh, he also he did a lot of commercials and stuff. So I learned a lot from him, and then unfortunately, we had to, go our separate ways, and then I found a 4-year acting school called the New Jersey School of Dramatic Arts in Bloomfield, New Jersey, and I basically started from the bottom again. Like, I first started with little acting scenes where you're just playing like improv games, because you have to kind of think on your feet, and then I
Hmm.
moved all the way up to the last class, and I was actually the only one in my existing class to graduate out of 215 people.
Oh.
Yeah, they all quit, and they had to put me in a different class because uh, no one else in my existing class, like, took it as seriously as I did, and I graduated top of my class, which obviously was awesome. And then that led to a commercial, which airs in New York and New Jersey, for New Jersey Transit. So I got a commercial doing that, and then a couple months after that, I did a little clip for a web series that was absolutely terrible, and
You
yeah,
got to start somewhere.
you got to start somewhere. Exactly. I'm paying my dues right now. And then I took a little bit of a break because I was just trying to figure out exactly where do I want to go from here. Do I want to still keep pursuing acting because I knew I loved it, and then now I'm at the point where I'm working on a short film called Misidentity, which will be out in, I believe, October. We start filming in January. It's a short film. It's a sci-fi thriller, which it's really cool. I'll actually have the trailer out soon, and that led to another web series where I go into Pennsylvania every day, or not every day, excuse me, every weekend, and we've been filming that. So I got that project under my belt. Last night I worked on a short film locally for a kid who's in film school. So I'm
Hmm.
pretty much paying my dues right now, building my reel, and I also post a lot of my stuff on Instagram, like just like clips that I'm doing, or like I have monologues that I'm working on. Also, I'm taking an acting class, so just to hone in on my craft, and
Hmm.
little by little, man, I'm making moves. But one of the biggest things, because I read an article the other day, and Hollywood is getting on all these 40 plus year olds who they're not staying in shape. So
Hmm.
they basically want people to start bulking up. So like Josh Brolin was like, I think he was like 220 or 215 or something like that, but never liked going to the gym. Well, they said, well, for Thanos, because I don't know if you're a Marvel fan or not, but you need to lose this weight, you need to put on all this muscle, and now all these actors like are starting to bulk up, and so they stay in shape because you have all these up and coming actors who are in shape and are what they're looking for, and they're starting to get more work compared to someone who's already established. So I'm at that point now where I've changed my workout routine around, and now I'm, getting I'm putting on muscle. Like I'm right now I'm shooting for 20 pounds of muscle, a little bit of fat, but I'm gonna look good, and it's gonna look like I've been, bulking up for the last, couple years. And so that's what I love about, being an actor, because there's always something expected uh, of you, different body type. And also too, like, you can also, like, if I had to lose weight, which honestly would not be a problem, it's putting on the weight and bulking, that is,
Mm-hmm.
because I have such a high metabolism at 28 years old. So, but yeah, I've been staying consistent with it, and I'm still, I still have more stuff that I'm working on that no one knows about yet. So yeah.
Are you following a particular plan, or is this something that you've just come up with on your own?
I'm actually following a particular plan by one of the trainers at the gym that I go to. He's working with me, and I'm also mentoring him as an actor, because he wants to get into acting. So we're actually taking the acting class together. So he actually has a foolproof plan for me. He said he wants me eating like 3,500 calories a day, and I'm like, okay, it is, that's fine. I just have to stay consistent with it, and make sure, I have all my meals ready to go. And
Sure.
it's
That's the key, though. That's the key, is you have to make it a consistent plan. It has to be a routine. And sometimes those routines, consistent plans, they take 2 to 3 weeks for you to actually go beyond the mentality of, I got to do this again. I got to do this again. And then before you know it, all of a sudden it's like, you're doing it.
Exactly. So it's, you can have a couple you can have like 1, 2, 3, 4 days where you're just like, okay, I'm on it. Like, I ate today, I worked out today. But after that 5th day, that's when your body's gonna be like, okay, let's take a break. No, we got to keep going. So I'll be honest with you, like, that's happened a couple times. Like, I worked out Monday, and because my schedule's been so busy, I haven't worked out since Monday. So that's why it's all about, staying consistent and with the mindset, and not just, like I said, not just talking about it. But that's why I said, like, if I wasn't going to go tomorrow, then I have to go today. So, it's just, but it's fun. I love what I do. And, I love, I love doing what many say is, impossible. And I just like proving myself, as well as other people, wrong. It's just an adrenaline rush.
I am super curious, just to backpedal.
Sure.
You said that the guy that first mentored you was on The Sopranos. What did he do on The Sopranos?
He just was like a truck driver. Like, it was a part that he didn't even get credit in. I saw the scene, but it wasn't like, he wasn't a main character. Like, the reason why I cut ties with him is because he lied to me. I paid this man a lot of money, and he's promised myself as well as my parents, like, oh, I'm gonna mentor Matt, and I'm gonna get him to go. And it came to the point where we cut ties after he had an audition in the city. Real quick story. He had an audition in the city for UPS, and he said, do you want to come with me? I said, absolutely, because I've never been in an audition room before. I don't know the whole process. So we're sitting on this like really long bench, and I see like there's like 12 other people sitting on this bench, and he goes, okay, so this is the process. They give you your script, and or your slate, which is what it's called, and then they'll call you in and say, okay, let's, I need to see this one, this one, this one. So the casting director comes out, and he's going down the line of, okay, I want you to play this one, I want you to play this one, this one, this one, this one. He gets to me, and he's looking at me, and he's like, kind of like, And I think he was about to actually say, I want you to play this person. And my mentor, quote unquote, said, yeah, he's not ready. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is this is my opportunity. Even though I don't have a resume and stuff like that, like, because if you just show up at a casting call, like, I mean, hey, go for it. And he said, yeah, he's not ready. I was like, and I'll never forget sitting on that bench by myself, having the secretary look at me like with like a shock of awe in her face. Like, I could not believe that happened to me. And then, I'm like, what am I paying you for? You're telling me that you're going to get me with these right people, and then you go and screw me like that. So I've never forgotten about that to this day. And then I found out a couple weeks ago that he actually already quit acting. So I already won, but there's more work to be done.
Did he play the truck driver that got shot in like the first season?
Yes.
That was him.
That was
Okay.
him. So there you go.
If it makes you feel any better, I always thought that guy was an idiot. He was a horrible actor.
There you go.
Yeah, he gets out. If anybody's listening still, and they haven't fast forwarded, this is the scene. I think it's the second episode. They're hijacking a truck. It's Chrissy and his meth head friend Brendan Filone are hijacking a truck. Actually, no, Chrissy backs out, and Brendan Filone does it by himself with these two black kids. They hijack the truck, and one of the black kids gets out of the truck after telling the guy to get out of the truck. He gets in the truck. He has problems using the stick shift. So, and when he gets out of the truck, when he got into the truck, he put his gun in his lap. And when he gets out of the truck, the gun falls out of his lap because he forgot it was there. Gun hits the ground, bullet ricochets and hits the truck driver in the head or in the chest, one or the other. Anyways, the truck driver, he has one line. He's like, no, I'm on the inside guy, and then you're just like, oh, this guy's an idiot.
There you go.
Anyways, yeah, I know Sopranos like the back of my hand. It's like I've seen every episode like 500 times. And my wife, for a while there, really hated the show because she just thought it was about a guy who cheats on his wife all the time, which that's only part of it. But
yeah.
Well, the interesting thing is when it comes to your acting,
yeah,
I would think that going to the gym and getting fit, getting focused, does that play a part in your acting at all?
100%, absolutely. Because if you look for if you're playing a police officer or someone in the military, and you don't and you get on set and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, do I really look like an officer right now? Do I really look like a soldier? And your mind's going to start playing tricks on you. Like, you may look big, but if you're not going to the gym and you're not really embodying that person that you're about to portray, then yes, it absolutely affects your acting and how you're going to play the certain role. And so that's how I look at every role. It doesn't matter if it's I don't know the person, but I feel like if I read the script, I feel like they're in good shape, like they work out, and because that's what Hollywood now they don't want the scrawny skinny kid anymore. They had that in Michael Cera, and look what happened to him. But
yeah, he fell off the face of the earth.
Exactly. So they want that. I'm not saying they want like Dwayne The Rock Johnson for every character, but they want that person that's in shape, that's got maybe a six-pack going and this and that. So acting just being in shape is starting to become very, very important in the entertainment business, and I'm realizing that. So I realize now, which is even more of a why you need to go to the gym, like why you can't miss. Like, you should have maybe 1 or 2 days off, like, and 2 being the rare. 1 day, just a day of recovery. But other than that, I'd say yeah, I definitely would shoot for 4 or 5 days a week, 100%, because there's always that next, if they said to me tomorrow, hey Matt, I got a role for you. He's a leading man, and he's got all these stunts and he has to do, and now as someone who's just watching a movie, what would you picture that person being out of shape and 130 pounds, or would you picture that person being muscular, in shape, and ready to go and tackle that scene? You want that person that's going to tackle the scene, and you want that person that looks like, he's been working out. And so, but yeah, it definitely affects the character, if you neglect the gym. 100%. Doesn't matter what role it is.
Well, what's your take on you got guys that are serious method actors?
Mm-hmm.
For instance, let's talk about The Machinist. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, with Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Well, let's just talk. It's been out there forever.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, like, let's go.
But we'll talk about this one, and then there's some other examples too. I mean, there's plenty of guys out there. Matthew McConaughey, he played. Didn't he play an AIDS patient in? I can't remember what movie it is, but he's like super thin. And when he did True Detective, oh my God, he turned into a toothpick for that role as well. I mean, he still looked fit, but when he turned into like the years later cop, he looked horrible, but he did a good job of looking horrible. But The Machinist, you've got Christian Bale, who always looks amazingly fit in every role he's in. Then he come along and you see this movie, and he's weighing in at he had to have been 98 pounds,
Yep.
maybe barely 100. And ladies and gentlemen, we're talking skin and bones here. No muscle, nothing, thin. And you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And just to give everybody an idea of what's going on, he lives in this apartment, and it's a very small apartment, and he goes to work. He's a machinist, and he seems like a nice guy to his coworkers. His boss doesn't like him, though. If I recall, his boss doesn't like him, or something. He has a problem with his boss.
Yeah.
But he finds these notes popping up all over his apartment, and these notes are all about "I know what you did," and these little things, and he's just like, "What?" And by the end of the movie, you find out that he was to blame for the death of some people in a car. He was in a car crash, if I recall, right?
Yes.
And he blocked out the memory completely and drove himself nuts and lost all this weight due to his inability to cope with it. Like he took it out on himself totally and then blocked out all memories. And then his subconscious was acting out, leaving himself notes in the end.
It's and you want to know something else is that because obviously he's Christian Bale is one of my favorite actors. You know, it would be an honor to work with him one day. Um, he did not use a dietitian to get into that role. I mean,
How did he do it?
He did it all himself. He said he'd stop eating. He would just be there would be days where he would just drink water. That's it. Like he would just fast, and then he'd have some fruit, and then he honestly went more like fruits, vegetables, like, but it would be in like little pieces here and there. And he dropped all this weight for this role, and they said, and honestly, he's paying the price for it because he really screwed up his nervous system. They told him like to not do it. The director did not tell him to lose all that weight. He did it on him. He did it on his own, just like for when he was Batman in Batman Begins, and he bulked up to like 205. He did it all himself. No dietitian, no nutritionist. Like he did it all himself. And so there was just a recent interview where he just did that Cheney movie. I still haven't seen it yet, but I heard he was amazing in it.
He put on all that weight.
And then he put out on that weight, but that's the first time he said that he actually used a nutritionist. But he said that he really screwed up his insides because when you go from 98 pounds to 205 in like 3 years, or no, it was like, 2 or 3 years, like that's a lot. And the machine came out in 2000, and when did that come out?
Let me Google it real quick because that's going to bother me now.
Well, Batman came out in 2005.
2004.
Or 2004. So
The Machinist came out in 2004.
Okay, so then you figure it took maybe a year, 2 years to film that. So you're talking about putting on over 200 pounds in less
a year.
That's terrible. I mean, it's like amazing how he did it, but like it's so unhealthy how he did it. And like I get it. Like I'm definitely, I can be a method actor, too, because I like to, get in the person's head and, like with Heath Ledger and the Joker.
Oh
But
yeah.
I mean that's a whole. I mean, what he did for that role. I mean, I watched so much documentary of how he got ready for that Joker role, and it literally it scared me because he said that he would stare at himself in the mirror and just practice the Joker laugh over and over and over again. Think about that. That's like you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you're getting ready, for work or whatever, and you just pretend like you're laughing. Like that would drive anyone insane.
Oh yeah. My wife would probably be like, I'm taking the kids
Yeah,
and we might be back.
yeah. After you take some, medication. But like, I mean, the guy went all out, and
Yeah.
his legacy, he'll forever be the best on film Joker, hands down. I love Nicholson. I mean, Jack is one of the greatest actors of all time. But
Hmm.
when it comes to Joker, Heath Ledger, hands down, nowhere near
Oh yeah.
Jared Leto, and nowhere near Joaquin Phoenix in
I
the
was
new.
just about to say Joaquin Phoenix is coming out, but they're making him look I don't know. It's like going to be like a different kind of Joker. I mean, he's going to be the Joker, but it's going to be a different spin.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a psychotic. Like it's gonna be Joker, but it's like even the way they like I watched the trailer and I'm like, and I'm gonna go see it because I am a DC, I definitely am a DC fan. Batman is like my dude, and I'm not into like the whole like the comic books, and like I don't know all the backstories of how people just have no time on their hands and they just know all this stuff that you and I probably like don't know. And but like Batman is definitely my dude, and obviously the Joker has always been my favorite. And but I'm very curious to see how Joaquin Phoenix, he really portrays, what he believes, the Joker can be. And the teaser trailer, it definitely left, some questions of like, this is going to be interesting, like because they're definitely going in a totally different way than any origin story I've ever heard.
Yeah, totally. You see comments on Facebook of people saying this looks like crap. This looks like this isn't going to be that great. Um, but I I want to see it because
You too.
it's Joaquin Phoenix, and I don't. I know that he's another method actor that he really goes out there,
Yeah.
and I don't know, just about every role I've seen him in, I've really enjoyed him. So I'd really like to see this. Now I don't know how his appearance will be compared to what we actually think the Joker should be like, because maybe it's more like a Joker where he transitions into that psychotic looking Joker rather than just a clown at first. I don't know.
I don't know either. All I remember is like from like the I remember the one origin story where he's fighting Batman as like the Red Hood, and then he gets dropped into that back the chemicals, and then next then the Joker becomes the Joker. But if they got a different, if Todd Phillips has a different twist on it, you
Hmm.
know by all means, I'm definitely open to seeing exactly what's going on in his mind,
Oh
and
yeah.
and what he envisions. You gotta love good storytelling. That's one of the things with movies now is like there's some movies that like they're great and they have a good story and they have you really connect with the character, and then there's some where you're just like, okay, I honestly don't care. Like scary movies. Like I will not. It's not that I don't like scary movies. It's just I will not pay to go to a horror film because it's like you already know what's coming. It's like it's the same cliches over and over and over
Yeah.
again.
Cookie
Now,
cutter.
except I mean, there definitely are some that you know make you be like, oh wow, that was actually kind of creepy. But like I mean, I'll go see a movie that is like action or comedy, or something that's like inspirational, or even a tearjerker, honestly, because you just like because honestly, I feel like when I watch a film or I watch like a TV show, like you really kind of connect with the actor and you see how hard they are fighting for
Yep.
their objective of what it is they're trying to accomplish. and as an actor, you just appreciate that, because I mean, there's so many great actors and actresses out there that, like there's definitely like a list of people that I would definitely like to work with, and so I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing and just go from there.
Well, Matt, this has been a fun episode, I gotta say. I mean, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff here. I mean, we talked about acting. We talked about you like pre-workout. Let's see, what else did we talk about? We talked about
Movies. We talked about what else? I mean, actors. We talked about I'm trying to. Oh, we talked about like my medical journey. There's a lot of stuff.
hypotonia.
Yeah, hypotonia. I don't know why I said Gerardia because I was trying to figure out the word. I was like, wait, no, not Gerardia.
I don't know.
Like,
Giardia is a parasite. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got a Giardia problem, then I think you need to find a different water source.
yeah, no, absolutely. That's why I was trying to think in my head. I'm like, I've said this over and over again. Am I drawing a blank on this word right now?
Matt can't get out of the bathroom today. Why? Because of his Giardia.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the struggle is real.
Yeah, but I'll get you that list of pre-workout. Here, stick around for just a minute, and I'll talk to you for just a minute here.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. The rest of you guys out there, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Matt, if anybody wants to reach out to you about, I know that some people who listen in I do have a network of actors, and maybe I have some people out there that are interested in acting. But if they're interested in following you at all, where could they reach you at?
So you guys can follow me on Instagram. It's at Matthew J. Powers. That's all lowercase. I'm also on Twitter too. It's at Matt Powers 92. And then I also have LinkedIn. If you just search Matt Powers, I know there's a ton of them, but if you just search Matt Powers, New Jersey School of Dramatic Arts, I should pop up. And also on Facebook too, you can just find me as well at Matt Powers. But the best way to contact me, honestly, would probably be Instagram, because I've been really focusing on that, trying to build my following. So I always post new material every day. So yeah, I'd love if you guys checked out my page, gave me some feedback, and I got plenty more stuff to bring to you guys. So if you do follow me, I appreciate it.
Very nice. All right. So for the rest of you guys out there, you keep setting your goals and you keep at it.